I'm rolling 3 pages now. I was on one. No, I'm on like what, 3 or 4 maybe. I want to see if I could actually get YouTube going to get YouTube. Nah, I'll do over YouTube afterwards. Anyway, food storage, guys. As I was saying before on my other page, I'm trying to bring you guys up. I've been doing this video for a while. I will share the video on this page so you can see the beginning of what I was saying. But yeah, storing food is very, very important now, guys. As I said, repeating myself, as I said before, if you have some extra money, you want to put it to good use, guys. One of the best thing you could do is actually invest your money in food. And I know you're probably like, what? Yes, buy canned food. Stock up on canned food. And what's even better than having canned food, guys, is actually having seeds. Learn how to farm, create your own food from the soil to the table. When you get to that point, you're fully self-sufficient. Now, this is going to be extremely important, guys. So, one of the first thing you could actually do now is to start buying seeds. Yes, you don't have to use them immediately because you don't have a place to plant it yet. That's okay. All right. But having your hands on seeds, it's very, very, very important. All right, guys, because there's going to come a point where seeds are going to be very hard to get. All right. And I know this. And the reason why I know certain seeds are getting really hard to get, guys, is because, to be honest, I have boxes of these things. I have boxes of seeds. I buy a lot of seeds, but I look for this stuff that I know how to plant, or stuff that I want to plant, mostly in vegetable fruits and vegetables. Okay, and I get a lot of my seeds. Believe it or not, I was at Walmart. I found some really cool seeds at Walmart the other day because I was looking for Magnesium Starter Kit, and that's another thing you're gonna need. Magnesium Starter Kit is something that you can use to create fire. All right, guys. So invest if you have some money, put your money in seeds. And also, when you get the seeds, you also have to know how to plant the seeds. So the next step you have to take, as I shared this morning with one of my books, it wasn't about farming. It was edible wild plants. So I think I shared the book before that, I think a couple weeks ago. But I can always share it again. It's not a problem. I got thousands of these books. Now, anyway, getting the information, getting your hands on the information, especially, I know I shared PDF, but one of the best way to do it, guys, a gentleman messaged me and said, you know what, Nick, I'm just going to be printing everything you send me. I'm going to be printing these books. That's a lot of printing, but, great. You know what that tells me? That person don't have the hard copy information in his hand. And when you got the information hard copy, where in case if anything happened, guys, because you know what, why I'm saying this, I was doing some information today, and I was actually looking into what is called EMP bomb. All right, a lot of you guys are not aware of what EMP bomb is. It's an electromagnetic pulse. China have it and Russia have it. All right, guys, and I'll read the effect of an EMP bomb. Basically, what I'm trying to say to you is that you put enough EMP bomb over a country, you could put it back into the Stone Age. And I know, think about that for a sec. I didn't really get into it as much until the whole thing started. I don't want to go too much into that. And that's the reason why I'm in this situation, is because I share information about the whole situation. And unfortunately, Facebook said I need to be on restriction because this information should not be allowed to the public. They don't want me to express this information. So, I will share the information, and as soon as I write it on a couple, you notice when I write a lot of this information, it's deleted. It's not because I wanted to, I don't, I want to share it, but I know it's sensitive information because a lot of the stuff that I put out, guys, it's not on the web. And if you try to go on the web and try to find a lot of this, you're not going to find it. And don't try to find it there, okay? But what I'm giving you is truth, because I wouldn't waste my time doing this. A lot of people, because there's two sides of the coin that's going on right now, the heads and the tails. Everyone is looking at the heads. When someone gives you a quarter or a coin, the first thing we do habitually, because we're indoctrinated to do this, is to look at the head of the coin. That's I'm guilty of it. We're all guilty of it. We might look at the tail, glance at the tail, and flip it back over and look back at the heads of the coin. But you know what, guys? You know the crazy part about that coin? The truth about that coin is on the tails. It's not the tails. And we don't pay any attention to that part. So what I'm trying to say is that, and I'm not saying I'm the only person that's telling truth, but I do a lot of my research before I actually want to share it with people and I know exactly what's coming. Guys, I'm not fear mongering. I wish I had drank some water before I start this video because I'm getting really thirsty. But anyway, I'm going to end it pretty quick. It's not going to be pretty. Alright? It won't be pretty. I'm not fear mongering. I'm not trying to scare people. I know what's coming. We're going to have shortage of food. A lot of shortage of food. We're going to have a hard time getting our hands on food. Except for the people that know how to create their own food. Those people are going to be on top of the food chain. And if you're one of those people, just get better. Just get better. Get information. Get as much information as you possibly can. As I said with seeds, amazing investment. But if you don't know what to do with the seeds, what's the point of having them? So then the next step is get information on how to create food out of the seeds. Know what plant you can eat that's in the wildlife. That's why I share that book. Because once you get that knowledge, guys, edible wildlife plant, once you know what plant you can eat in the wildlife, you are so far ahead of every. You can at that point you can survive anything, and you will never go hungry. It is that simple, and it's sad for me to take it there. And the reason why I share that information, I want people to know that information. I'm not telling people to go out and start eating wild. If you want to go eat it, eat it. You know why I say I suggest you guys try it. Dandelion is very edible. It's a little weed you find in grass. Lawn, a lot of lawn have dandelion. I'm in Florida, so I see them all the time in the lawn. Dandelion is so high in nutrition, it's insane. There's also protein in that plant. What I'm trying to say to you folks is that if things go tits up and I'm looking at a whole bunch of dandelion in front of me, I'm not going to go hungry because I've ate dandelion. It's not the best tasting thing. Not saying it's delicious, but I already accustomed myself to the taste of the plant. I know what it tastes like. Know what it tastes like. Do I like it? Nah, I don't. I don't like it. But am I in a situation where do I have any other choice? No, I'm not. I'm not in that situation yet. I'm not there yet. So I don't have to eat it. But I have tried it to get the taste and the feel of it in my mouth and see how it tastes going down. And I ate it. It didn't. I'm still here. The point is, we can eat dandelion, wild onions. Wild onions, delicious. Wild onions is delicious. Saute wild onions. A friend of mine taught me about that. And wild onions. Oh, my phone's gonna die right here. Uh, they're all over the place. And my friend said, "Wow, Nick, do you know you could eat that?" I was like, "No, I didn't know that." He said, "I'm gonna make you a meal from it." So he gathered a whole bunch of wild onions. He sauteed the whole thing with all the, and I ate, man, one of the best things I've ever had. And that thing is literally almost, if you're in Florida, it's in your backyard. Seriously, I know that for a fact because I see them everywhere. After educating myself on that information, edible wildlife, I see food every time I leave my house. I'm looking at food all around me. Free food all around me. Nothing but free food. I can eat whenever, however, and I won't get in trouble because I'm not taking it from somebody. You know where it's at? It's among the wildlives. Free food everywhere. Because I've gotten the information and I can see it now for myself. That's why I shared it. Anyway, stock up, guys, on food. That phone's gonna die pretty quick. Can't stress it enough. Learn about seeds. Buy seeds if you can afford to buy seeds if you're in that position. Buy them. Trust me. You get your hands on books and how to cultivate these seeds so you can take it from the dirt to your table. And at that point, you should be able to know how to cook it. That should be the easy part, So just sharing information, folks. I'm reading. I'm gathering more information. It's not looking pretty, as I said. Not here to fearmonger. I just have an idea what's coming. A very good idea, and I'm not talking about what they're doing, what men are doing. Let's talk about what Earth is doing. The seismic activity, the volcanoes. You guys saw what happened in Japan, right? Guys, this is just the beginning. You haven't seen nothing yet. I promise you. Mark my word. In 7 years, 2028, you're going to see quakes you only dream of and you only see in movies. Magnitudes you only dream of and you only see in movies. You've never seen that in your lifetime. I promise you. California, honestly, enjoy. Have fun over there in California. West Coast, have a blast if you live in the West Coast. Have a blast. Live like today is the last. Because I promise you, it won't even exist. It's the truth. I'm being honest with you guys. I know what's coming. So, Florida, gone. Entire East Coast, gone. New York, gone. Virginia, gone. All those places are going to be underwater. As I said, this is not about fear mongering, folks. In 7 years, one of the first things I would put on my agenda is get away from the shorelines as fast as you possibly can. Run and run fast. Get away from it. If you're in Florida, in Central Florida, you're in one of the safest places you can be. I'm not telling you to leave, but if you're in Florida and you're in the middle of Florida, you're in the safest place you could possibly be. That's all I needed to say. But anyway, guys, learn how to scavenge for food, learn how to farm, learn how to plant seeds, learn these things, guys. I'm learning how to make bread, all right? It's not going that well, but you know what? I can say I make bread. I'm not saying I'm the best bread maker, but I tried it. And I think by doing it over and over and over again with practice, I'm going to get better. It's just that simple. Practice make perfect. I'm never going to be perfect, but I'm going to get better at it. But I have to learn these things because I know there's going to come a time when I'm not going to be able to go in the store and buy bread. There's going to come a time when there's not going to be any store. I'm going to go there. As I said, it's not about fear mongering. It's not about none of that. I'm a pragmatic realist, guys. I gather the information, I see what's happening, I do critical thinking, and it's very obvious in front of me what's going to happen. That's why it's so easy for me to make a lot of these predictions and know what's actually coming. It's literally, it's if people take the time and get away from. I don't know the last time. I'm not saying I don't watch the news, guys. I do read news media websites, and every now and then I'll glance at it. And it's very rare that I will find myself watching a movie. I maybe watch like one or two movies a week. If I do indulge with the television, I want to watch something on television, it has to be like a documentary where I can actually see something that interests me. I'm learning from this thing. I'm not just being entertained by it. I'm actually learning something. So when I do use the TV for that purpose, is to see if I can gather more information so I can, what I've learned is that I've gotten a lot of questions from a lot of people by doing a lot of these videos. And guys, so much question in my email inbox, and I've learned you guys gave me so much homework to do. And the more information I get and the more information I pass, I get it. I said my goal, get it, pass it on, pass it on, pass it on. The more I get, then I started to realize, wow, you guys did me such a big favor. Because if you guys didn't put me in this position to try and find the right information and give it to you guys, I wouldn't have gotten so much information in my head. There's so much stuff going on in my head right now. I don't even know what to do with it. But at the same time, I want to share it. I can't take it to my grave with me. I found out there's so much stuff I want to tell people and I can't because I know for a fact the consequences of putting this information out there like this, it's not that great sometimes because I know what I go through, especially places like Facebook. You may put this information on there, you don't know the consequences of what this might bring. But it's the truth. But I have to pick and choose my battles, what I want to share with people. But at the same time, I was talking to a friend of mine on the phone, and I said, you know what? I am so grateful to be in a position where I can actually inform people, let people know what's coming. And the reason why I'm so grateful is because of the people that I help to pass this information to. They actually help me in so many ways that they put me in a position where I have to learn more. I have to learn, and not just learning more, guys, learning the right information, and that is the key. Figure out what is the right information. If I'm going to pass this type of information on to people, for example, this lady's asking me, where's the safest place for me to be in Virginia? Can I be honest with you? if you're not over 400 miles away from the shoreline, you're not in a safe zone. If you're in Virginia and you're within 400 miles away from the shoreline, and guys, this information is not for now. Don't get scared. No, because I know what's coming after 2028, guys. We are in so much trouble. As as I said, mark my word, we're gonna see quakes we have never seen before, magnitude we have never seen before, volcano that we have never seen before, hurricanes at a level that we have never seen before. The planet is going to be completely changed. And the reason being is because our solar system is being interacted by a binary system. It's a cyclical thing that happened to us. And we're us modern humans, we're not aware of this information. It's all about awareness, folks. Is where your awareness is at. So when somebody say to me, "Hey, Nick is blah 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 saying this blah blah blah. I'm crazy." Blah. I don't really get mad at that person, you know, because I already know that my awareness is not the same as we're not in the same frequency. That person really can't comprehend what I'm saying because his frequency is not where mine is at. And for some reason, what I'm saying is going against some form of belief he or she has, and they just don't want to let go of that belief system. So I cannot get mad at them. I make fun of them. Yeah, I do. I mean, they keep me entertained. The more they curse at me, the more they scream at me. I actually like, being honest, I like it. Scream at me as much as you want because it's entertaining for me. I find it so entertaining to see how people they can scream, and they would do it for days. Scream, yell. I can tell they're screaming too the way they're writing their messages. They're screaming and they're waiting for me to respond, but I don't. I think it's funny, but I don't. The reason why I don't is because we're not at the same frequency, guys. We're not. It's about awareness. How aware are you? And what make me so aware is because of the stuff that I've gotten myself into when it comes to the information I get myself around. It make me extremely aware of what's really going on. And as I said, don't freak out. Just plan. Just plan. Plan. Put yourself in a position where you can react to that situation as quick as possible. Um, so, as I said, this is not to freak out. It's to prepare. Big difference. And this is years in advance. Years to come. What I'm telling you. As I said, 2028. It's not that far, but it's 7 years from now. But I know it's going to happen. I know. There's one thing I know. I know about that prediction. For all the prediction I've made, that one, I know. So, guys, get your hands on seeds. Get your hands on information on how to farm these, plant these seeds and accumulate crops from these seeds, fruits, whatever it is. But invest. If you got the money to invest in seeds, I will go ahead and do it. You don't have to go crazy. You don't have to go crazy. But as I said, you also need information to go along with those seeds. Okay, guys? So thank you guys very much. And as I said, I'm going to be on YouTube. If you guys watch my YouTube channel, I don't know if you guys are my YouTube channel, but if you're on my YouTube channel, I'm actually going to be on YouTube in a little bit. So you can always join me there. But I have to go drink some water first. Thank you guys. You guys have a great day. Ciao.